And I guess obviously privacy is going to become
massive, man.
That's
massive.
I mean, what's going on in the UK right now?
It's the most fucking totalitarian law that I've ever seen put into place.
It's unbelievable. I can't even believe it just went through.
No subpoena necessary. No nothing necessary. If we want to go into your data, we can at our own whim.
Like anything.
Anything.
Your ISP has to record every single thing you do for a year.
Everything.
And a cop can I just need to see his
email.
No
subpoena. No warrant. No fucking nothing.
Unbelievable.
That's like Nazi Germany.
Yeah. And I can't. It almost felt like, is this the Onion I'm reading? Because this doesn't make any sense.
It's the most fucked up law that I've seen pass, and you're right. It went like this.
So how many, what percentage of people are going to take that serious and VPN out or
1%, man.
Yeah.
The general population, and a great book to read is by Dr. Merlot. Rape of the Mind, written in 1956. Read anything by Edward Bernays, his book Propaganda. At the end of the day, what people want is comfort. People are on this hedonic treadmill of comfort. That's all they care about. And they'll easily give up all their freedoms, easily give up all their securities. So Big Brother, which is the government, can protect you. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it. You're entrusting an organization that you have no fucking idea who runs it. They're very cynical. They're very nefarious, and you're trusting them with all your information on everything. And people are like, oh, I don't care. Well, tell you what, there's laws right now in Canada. They're in legislation. They're trying to get it passed. Right now, it got passed in the UK, where if you say something in the past, right? You say something in the past online, right? And this is the whole thing with Edward Snowden that came out 3 years ago with NSA.
Right.
So if you said something in the fucking past, a keyword or something like that, in your email, online, on Twitter, on Facebook, they use that against you. That's some fucked up shit.
Yeah. And especially because you can say you trust the people in power in your country right now.
Yeah.
But that changes every couple of years. And then all of a sudden somebody else can get in power that you completely do not trust. And yet they still have all your data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some just basic things for people. Get a VPN. Anyone can set it up. Yep. It takes 2 seconds. Yep. It costs you like $20 a year.
Yeah.
A fucking year. So get that. You can get a VPN for your landline at home.
Yep.
You can get a VPN for your cell phone. So 2 VPNs. Second of all, learn about Onion and the Tor networks.
Right.
So Onion is a browser that works on this Tor network. Tor was created also by the military, maybe DARPA as well, where it does relays around the world. Okay, you can also have an Onion and Tor browser on your cell phone. Not Apple though, only Androids and open source platforms. Okay, so you can have that on your phone. You can use a great messaging app. It's like $3. It's fucking amazing, called Signal.
Oh wow.
Signal is better than PGP encryption, and there is no once a message is sent, there is no data. Like there's no data and FBI went to Signal and said, give me your information. Like there's no information to give you.
There is no information.
What am I going to give you? Fucking thin air?
Yeah.
There's nothing. So there's apps like that. So I use Signal all the time from if I'm talking about business related stuff, or if I'm talking about my friends around the world. I don't want people viewing.
But is this paranoia, or is this
is
like what's the level?
No, I believe there should be a barrier between what a person's allowed to see in my life.
Yeah. Even if you're not doing anything illegal?
Totally.
Because that always gets me.
That opens up the whole the Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Then what's the point of having a legal system where they can see everything? What's the point of this whole system then?
Yeah.
We're like, we seen John said something 5 years ago and we don't like him right now. We don't like him at all. We're going to use that against him.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, that's always, people always make that argument, right? Like, I have nothing to hide.
Let's talk about business. So we're talking about billion-dollar companies. Let's say when you're in that level, you're dealing with espionage. You're dealing with information is really important. Okay, since now is everything open, I get to see exactly what's happening in your business.
Yeah.
So sabotage. Oh, the government. What the fuck? Half the senators and politicians that are on the board of companies.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, people looking for jobs. I mean, God damn it, everything you say is there.
Now the big companies are looking at your social media profile.
Everything. Wow, so you party that hard all the time, or you do this?
Well, I'll tell you some nefarious fucking shit. So let's say John and I are talking about John, how you feel? Well, Amir, I broke my leg and I don't feel good. And guess what? Maybe the insurance company's listening. Yeah. Cases like this happen. Yeah. Oh, they're listening. Oh, next thing you know, your fucking premium skyrocket, and you're wondering what the fuck?
Yeah.
What happened?
You hurt yourself. Remember you were talking about that?
Yeah.
Wow.
The new Samsung TVs, the big ones have a warning sign: "Do not say sensitive shit in front of us. We are listening," because it's voice activated. So yeah, I'm a firm believer in having my right of security and protection.
Yeah.
So the things that I mentioned before, Signal, VPNs, Tor, Onion, your grandmother can do it. Mm-hmm. There's no coding. It's like literally click. If you can buy something from an app store, you can do this.
Yeah.
And it goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like it really, and then that's why I'm a firm believer, and that's why we have the company Block Geeks, and I'm a firm believer in blockchain, where it's truly an encrypted way of transferring any information around the world. You have now, for the first time in human history, a secondary option of currency. So let's say the Canadian dollar just goes poof tomorrow, and people are like, oh, can't trust me. Anything can fucking happen.
Oh, yeah.
Anything can happen. Now, for the first time in history, John and I have a secondary option defaulted away from the fiat currency system. So whether that is Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any of these other alternative coins, we have that option. We have the option of actually creating a whole economy of around a decentralized way that blockchain is. So, like I said, technology is innate. It's not good or bad. It's depending on how you use it. But I think humans need, everybody, starting at a very young age, we need to educate our kids more on like the dangers of technology and be like, listen, this is the capabilities that it has to do this. This is the capabilities it has to do that. Yeah. Just so you know both sides, the dark side and the light side. And then now when you understand the capabilities of technology, you're more enlightened.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The technology isn't good or bad, right? It's literally how it's used, but also how you use it, right? Yes. And that footprint sort of that you leave on it that is there forever. And now everybody's getting access to it as much as they want, which is insane. Blows my mind. But yeah, we do need education. I mean, education, I guess, will solve most of our problems.
Well, not this educational system.
No. Real education.
This educational system it's a joke and a half. And there's something called sunk cost bias. It's one of the 25 cognitive biases. And obviously they're in a situation which this is sunk cost bias. It's been around for eons. And they're huge old school establishments and they're legacy establishments, and there's billions of dollars involved. So it's going to take a long time before this changes. And even people talk about, like, say, an economic crash when it comes to the financial system. Yeah, sure. We had an economic crash in 2008. Everybody got bailed out by the government. Superinflation, hyperinflation. Let's print more money. Like, look how fucked Japan is. It's negative.
Yeah.
Negative. The country's a negative inflation.
Yeah.
That tells you something. You know what that tells you? That tells you they are fucking royally fucked when it's negative. Yeah. When the country has to artificially keep the prime at negative.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're not much better here.
No, we're not. They say if we go up 1%, I forget what the percentage, how many people will lose out on all their houses. Because what was it? The average Canadian male only makes roughly $1,000 a year, and this is just average. I don't know what females. I'm just talking about males from BC to Quebec, and the average Canadian family has roughly $35,000 in credit card debt.
Wow.
This isn't mortgage or loan like credit card debt. So we're talking about like 15% up in interest. And the average Canadian family only has about $3,000 in savings.
Jeez. So we're just on the precipice of falling apart ourselves?
Yeah.
This got bleak really fast.
No. Canada's beautiful. I think we're still one of the top 5. I fucking love Canada. Yeah. I love it so much. There's so much opportunity here. Since the population's so low, that's such a win-win for us. Yeah. Massive win-win. We are a bubble compared to the world. Like, multicultural. Welcome to Toronto. Toronto is a fucking freak show and a half of an amazing city. Yeah. Like, I fucking love Toronto.
Yeah, me too.
No place on earth like Toronto. You can call other cities multicultural. No fucking way compared to Toronto. Toronto is a spa. Yes, there's racism. Yes, there's bigotry. But nothing compared to places I've been. Nothing at all. Everyone's mangling. Economics is good over here. Mindset is pretty good over here. So I do believe we live in our own kind of like fiefdom bubble over here. But that being said, at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer in what I said earlier is prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Yeah.
And educate yourself. It has nothing to do with money. Like, I think the greatest power you can have is meta learning, is a power to wanting to learn. And just educating maybe half an hour of your day, learning about what's really happening in the world, and not being oblivious to what's happening to you, not being oblivious to like how the government functions, not being oblivious to how, for example, just the geopolitics functions. So like, just spend a little bit of time and understand how the world works.
Yeah, yeah. There's some brilliant people out there, and access to, that's like where technology becomes less sort of where it's good nor bad. It's like the access we have to information.
Yeah.
Like in any way, and like brilliant minds, like people like Sam Harris, putting out like 3-hour podcasts of just like unbelievable, valuable information, and just completely free.
I know.
You can watch the videos, like even going back to meditation. Like if there's a guided meditation I want to watch, it's going to be Sam Harris's one on YouTube.
His books are great too.
Oh, amazing! Yeah.
Sam Harris, Joe Rogan podcast. Love Joe Rogan. There's so many different people out there, and you can talk to even we mentioned our Tim Ferriss's podcast, John's podcast, right? Yeah. So there's so many podcasts out there to listen to. But bottom line, just educate yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I think we'll leave it at that. John, thank you so much.
It's been fun, man.
Yeah, man, and we'll definitely do this again. And if people want to reach you, how do they do that?
HackTheEntrepreneur.com is the best place. You can email me from there or track me down on Twitter.
Cool. Links below. All right, guys. Peace.
Take care.